guys have any questions about anything that you would like to ask Dr. Enderle? We have a little bit of time for some questions. So, anybody have anything you want to ask?
So if you want to ask me, you can ask me about like grad school or letters or things like that if you want to as well. It doesn't have to be based on what I said. Yeah.
What would you like on your extra
This is like giving my own eulogy. I was thinking about that when I was riding over on my bike. No, when my limo dropped me off. You know, that's a tough one for me, but I guess I'd say like I'm a guy who tried to like reason stuff out in every possible area and see what made sense. And I didn't want anything to be blind faith, whether that's my worldview or science or what have you. That's a really big tombstone. But yeah, I think like a fatty, huge tombstone. In fact, I'll have a cave. And also my wife back. Yes.
How did you meet your wife?
Oh. Yeah. This is precious. I will try to tell this emotionally. It was a beautiful day outside. I met her actually when I first came to Davis, one of the first probably months I was in Davis. I came for grad school, she came for undergrad. And we met at the grad, which is a location. You know where that is? Okay, I didn't know if you know what that's. And that was when there was this dancing craze, and I thought I would go crazy dancing too. That's hot. But she was talking to me, and I had already found out that undergrads feel weird about grad students. So I was going to keep that on something we call the DL. And so she was like, hey, how's it going? Do you want, let's dance. What's your year? What are you studying? I'm like, this is my first year at Davis. Chemical engineering, whatever. And then she was like, well, what year? And she wouldn't stop. That was really good. I finally had to tell her I was a grad student. She was like freaked out, took off, and I pretty much we didn't talk. We knew of each other, but didn't talk for the next 4 or so years. Things take time, So we started doing more stuff in a group called InterVarsity, and heard of it. So we started doing more stuff together, and then I started teaching at Davis at that time. And so she was one of my friends that had not yet seen me teach. And I will steal her story here a little bit and embellish it if I can. And so she came to see me teach one day, teach chemistry, and usually I was like in our meetings a little bit more quiet, mostly because there were so many emotions I didn't know what to do with it. When I'm in my teaching realm, at least I have control, so people don't have to feel things anymore. And then she was like, oh my gosh, he's normal. He's actually awesome. He could be my trophy husband. But anyways, yeah, that's all.
So do you mean that a particular God is concept or just spirituality in general?
Oh my goodness. You want to ask me the easiest question possible. Okay, from my perspective, I'm coming from a theistic or Christian worldview. So that's where I can speak out of. And I can say, yeah, he's constant in that realm. But sometimes people ask me, oh, what about other religions? Okay, I have kind of a weird answer to that, but let's just go with it for a second, okay? I would say, pick your favorite 3 spirituality, religions, whatever, and evaluate that on a reasonable basis. And here's what I mean. I'll give you the short answer. Well, all religions have like a spiritual side. There's a God, there's no God, there's 10 gods, there's hell, there's heaven, whatever. All kinds of stuff that spiritually you can connect with the universe. You can't, whatever. And so that for me as a science person or as trying to reason it out, I can't do anything with because I can't, it's untestable. You know what I mean, spiritual things? Well, so that's out. Pretty much every religion has a moral aspect. You know what I mean? So, be nice to people, hate people, whatever. Well, a lot of them overlap, so I can't do much with it, but you know, I usually wouldn't pick the one that wants to hate people. Okay, but then I've only eliminated like 3 religions. Okay, so there's a billion more. So, but almost every religion also has another part. It's like biographical, historical part, and that, as a science person, is something I can kind of latch on to. So, are things that are mentioned within the religion are verifiable with any outside sources? That would just make me, as an outsider and somebody who thinks more in the natural realm, a little more comfortable. So, because I can kind of grasp that, and if I can trust what is a little bit more testable, I can believe the things that are a little bit more untestable. And even in that category, I wouldn't toss out like, hey, what if, if you pray or engage with God on emotion, I wouldn't count out emotions at all. But, all these aspects where that feels a little bit more testable. So if anybody's out there checking out different stuff, pick your favorite 3, maybe 5 if you're adventurous and want to sit in the front. Don't worry. If you want to, sit in the front of classes, you're hardcore, you do the extra homework, pick more. But I meant it on that sense. But from a different religion, you'd have to ask somebody else. Oh, you guys are religious people. Okay. Didn't know you wanted to go down this road. And probably like these 2 last questions, people want to go home and watch Downton Abbey. Whatever. Yeah. Well, I'm on it. I know all about Shakespeare, whoever's in that. Was I religious growing up? I was taken to like a youth group growing up, a religious youth group, and I didn't like it because I didn't understand anything, mostly because I was not paying attention. And so I was super excited in college because I was super excited because I was not going to do anything spiritual anymore. And that made me really happy because I had a lot more time after that. But then I had this weird thought go through my mind. And it was, what if somebody asked me why I don't believe in God? And I realized I did not have an answer for that, and that really bothered me. Because I felt like I needed responses that were consistent worldview. And so I thought, I have to go back to church, and that's what I do, that's where I went, right? And figure out why I don't like God. So I will go to church, I'm going to read scripture, I'm going to do the whole thing. And I read through, I heard the Bible, I read through it like 2.5 times. And I did like several months study, and it made it worse because I had more informed questions after that I was more bothered by. But what happened, like, I don't know if you've ever been doing a homework problem and all of a sudden you like get it, things click. It was kind of that kind of scenario. Things like click like that. The questions I had at those points, all kind of those loose ends tied together, and it made sense for me. And then at that point, I did a 180. I was like, all in. Yeah. So it's kind of a mental thing for me, at least initially. Question.
What do you mention the afterlife?
Oh my God. She said, what do you think the afterlife is like? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, last question, I'll be quick, don't worry. I know you want to go study harder. Okay. I think it's about being with God or not. And those who want to be with God are there, but there's a lot of people who are not interested in that. And I think that's fine, and they're going to go to not be. And I feel like people should make their own decisions as far as that goes. And I think you're going to be totally satisfied in wherever you're at. Or maybe I could say, you're going to appreciate why you're there, I guess. Yeah. Okay, that's the shortest, nondescript answer I can.